Lirex was the company, the next company.
Много благодаря. Здравейте.
Hello.
Сега разбирам какво каза госпожа
Паси в началото. Now I know what Mrs. Pasi said in the beginning about the lights that stops you from seeing the audience.
Така.
First of all, I want to say hello and welcome to all of you and greet you for your boldness to be here, because this is probably one of the first events by physical presence here. So we're really happy to have you here, and also we will have an opportunity to discuss those topics during lunchtime. When I was told this event would be available and that I would be a presenter here, I would just tell you a little bit more about the topic, and then I told myself, well, there is nothing scary, I have time for preparation, but I was glad about the form that we are here together. And I'm really glad. My name is Ivaylo Konev. I'm head of the trade compartment in Lirex, and this is my colleague, the Chief Innovation Officer, Javor. So in the next 20 minutes, we will try to give you a different perspective of what is hybrid cloud and what are the usage of that, and our ideas to go to that. What is the preparation that requires going to this cyber cloud, because it's organizational, technical, and to what extent it is connected with the security of the officers and employees in the company, and how this thing is contrasting the cyber security. It's important to know that in this ocean of threats, it's nothing to be really afraid of. But those things are not so scary if we understand that the security for a company is not something that you take off the shelf and we start using it. So there is a long process of choosing, and then this thing starts working for you and you are 100% protected. No, it's not like this. It's a strategy for an organization, and it should be developed and should become innovative for the company as well as for the hackers, because they are developing together with us. It's not, the slide is not following the speed I want. Okay. Let's go to our next topic, the hybrid cloud and cybersecurity. Just very shortly, it's connected with advantages that the hybrid cloud gives to an organization or a big company. And it's also connected with a lot of challenges that my colleague Julius will tell you later. We at Lirex are proud of our individual approach to each product. And because I started talking about Lirex, I would like to just tell you who we are in a minute. And on the other hand, to really come to the topic. Lirex is a leading IT company that presents IT and telecommunication services for more than 30 years. We have 15 offices around the country in Europe. We have IT specialists on places, different places. And also we have many international certificates. What really tells us apart is that we help our clients, and because our clients are very different, we at Lirex try to really have the consultant approach. So our IT experts just give time and resources to understand your resources, your goals, and then think about the best solution at the best price. Also, we offer different options for applying this solution, and we work with you through all the planning, design, and maintenance of this process. And so we go together with you. So at the last place here on this slide, you can see our portfolio that combines three key needs. These are the needs of technologies, top technology vendors. There are quite a few of them here in this hall. We also offer IT resources and competencies for the realization and hands at the spot, which could be requires, and the IT expertise that can provide experts of very high level that are necessary for the realization of a project. So let's see what is a hybrid cloud. Today's presentation, our presentation of Lirex, is not aimed of giving you a definition of what is a hybrid cloud and just give you a very complex graph, but we want to show you the business perspective of if we are an organization in a private cloud or a public cloud. And hybrid means to just use both. And also, besides the resources, we have propositions and services. And when we use those services and applications in the different organizations, the main goal for just having a presence in this hybrid cloud is to be used in an identical way. And when we reach that goal, we can just take a full advantage of the hybrid cloud. When we prepared this presentation with my colleagues, we just thought about an interesting definition, and it's that the modern think that sooner or later will just come to the office of every organization or company. That has been proved in time. But before really starting using this hybrid cloud, a company could be in two extremes. We know that companies that have been on the market for quite a long time, they started using the private clouds, and then because of flexibilities to go on the market, they just go to a public cloud. And the opposite, there are startup companies that have been born in the cloud, and at a certain point, they had to go back to the private infrastructure, and it's better for them to go to the hybrid cloud when they have a lot of personal and sensitive data. They could go to this thing. So what does the hybrid cloud require? It requires planning. Planning, not from today for tomorrow, but it requires IT resources. And also it really requires investment. But the investment is not so big. And it's very important what it gives us. The usage of the hybrid cloud increases the flexibility of your business and opens new opportunities and challenges, and also gives you options for automation. movability and fast speed of the whole organization, and it gives an equal sense to the consumers and to the people who are working in the organization. And not at the last place, it gives you an opportunity to process data and fastness. We can talk a lot about the advantages, but it also is connected with a lot of challenges, so I will give the floor to Yuli to tell you about those challenges. Hello? One of the greatest challenges is the challenge towards us. We have to be changed. We have to really modernize our application and their integration. So it's important that we will realize this change and to be in accordance with the business in order to help the business and not to be a hindrance to it. So it's a key thing for the regulation of the IT rights and services. In this hybrid media, the devices could be integrated very flexible, and the consumers could just have access through those applications from everywhere, which means that they need protection of their environment, as well as to be protected by their environment. And in order to take advantages of the hybrid cloud, we have to be modernized and changed. When we are modernizing ourselves and changing ourselves, we have responsibilities. The cloud provider is responsible only for the part of the IT resources. Your part of the IT resources and the access of to the applications are your responsibility. You are the interested party, and it's very important for you to just make those applications available, and that they could be resilient. You are interested in the security and protection of those applications, respectively the business activities. The protection and the security could not be bought, could not be just taken by the shelf. It should be built and then developed. The understanding of the benefits of the security and protection of the organizational rules and to be followed, those rules to be followed, it's a key thing. When we add the technical controls for protection, then we have the security that you can trust and that works for your business. The security products of the traditional vendors are a very important part of the protection, but it's not the prevailing part. So the modern security products are new generation, so they're trying to figure out the meaningful data that we have. They are the last line of defense, and they should be used as such and not as the first line or the only line. The security products are working fine by themselves, and they're trying to protect us from different malwares. And when we keep up with them in our organization, then we have a secure IT environment that we can trust. So this balance and the key criteria are different, and Ivaylo will tell us a bit more about that. Thank you, Yuli. You mentioned the balance, and now maybe all of us realize that just reaching this balance is probably the most difficult thing. Many organizations, concerning our experience, it's very hard for them to identify their business focus, what is their main priority in the everyday business. If we take this diagram, where the three basic things that a company should build their security on, it's reliability, integrity, and confidentiality. Many times the company go to one on another and forget what is leading for them. So this slide gives us two very interesting examples, and they show this, that we need to be very precise what is the focus of a company. In one case, if we have a taxi company with applications to other taxi services, the important thing is to have the service available. They have 24/7 to have this service. Well, the security is important here, but it could be compromised a little bit, but the most important is availability. The other example is at the other extreme. We need integrity and confidentiality here. It's a financial institutions, doesn't matter whether it's a bank or dealing with huge sums of money. So here the security is top for the service. Even if we stop a transaction or a payment, it should be checked and secure. So this is the diagram that I mentioned. What should we know here? I would start with few advices. And this is that every organization should be secure, should know that they have the resources. Yes, the security is investment, but it's less investment than if you have a breakthrough in the company. Invest in the training of your employees, because as it was said in the previous presentations, it was 68% of the breakthrough comes from a human mistake. So control what and who has access to data. Of course, strong passwords. Check whether your IT environment is actualized to the last versions. Actualize protection and really use secure access DPN, and also consult with outside external experts, could be us or otherwise or any other people, and limit your environment so that it has less footprints. So security is a constant and never-ending process. In the spirit of today's reality, the question is, who is responsible for the informational security in the cloud structure? Where is the responsibilities of the provider, and where is your responsibility concerning the hybrid cloud? And we can help you define rightly the responsibilities about the cybersecurities in the cloud and take the necessary measures. Yes, it was mentioned before that the threats evolve. So the phishing, artificial intelligence, all the approaches of the hackers and methods are more and more precise, inventorous. If we have 100 ways for protection, they would have 101 ways to attack. But there are mechanisms, and leverages, and if we build on that, we can achieve that level of securities in the cyberspace. And the ways how we can attack a victim, I can give the floor to Yuli.
There are many ways to be hit. We have heard that the most secure IT system is the one which is switched off. But in practice, isolated systems find application. We can reduce our online presence to the desired minimum, which means only shoppers to have access to our internet store. Even if we think we have full control and only publish those applications that we want and only where we want them to be, it takes time, only takes time to realize that we are vulnerable. It takes an attack which is initiated from inside to the outside. It is not, apart from protecting the services we publish and the access to them, we shouldn't forget the need to protect the outbound traffic. And this is the traffic that our staff members initiate. It is important for businesses to give their employees the resources and the data they need to be productive. And security wants minimum access and controlled minimum access as well. And users and employees, they expect comfortable and access, and circumventing the rules is not a problem, and we can mask the need to. This masking of the security approach can give you the deceitful feeling that the company is within the balance between productivity and security. Once we achieve the overall security and protection, it has to be maintained in a working state, working here and now rather than working in the past. Understanding the meaning of security and all the organizational measures is a key factor. And if you add the results from security controls, that's the technical means for defense, you achieve an IT environment which works for you and for your business. And even if we update our organizational rules and our technical devices, we have to keep testing them, not only to see if they work, but also to see if they work together. And we have to periodically check our rules and the behavior of our employees add up, online and offline. We have to check that technical measures do not stand in the way of our business. Nobody wants to have the outgoing invoices filtered. In fact, the most important factor is that security and protection lie in your hands. And you have to be busy with them all the time. There is no one-size-fits-all. It's a matter of, everything is a matter of balance, which should be changing constantly in an operational mode. Now I hand over for a wrap-up. In order to utilize fully the hybrid clouds, modernize your applications. This is an advice, but this is something that should be achieved. Security both in the cloud and in the cyberspace is not something ready-made. It is something which you build up, you monitor and keep adjusting. It's a never-ending process. Last but not least, a holistic approach is vital. There is no universal solution or technology, and we know it at Lirex, and this is why we stay here with you, and I'll be happy that we keep talking about the issues that we touched on. Thank you, and hopefully you will enjoy the rest of this workshop. Now we have to invite Irina Nedeva on stage.